And indeed, the starting block starts here in Los Angeles. That's Carson. This is LA, trust me, where the Texans pulled out an impressive come-from-behind win over the Chargers. Joining me here, Aaron Wilson, beat writer of the Texans for the Houston Chronicle. And Aaron, people have been talking about what Bill O'Brien's teams have not done. This is a team that came on the road and got an impressive win.
Right, a signature victory perhaps. And when you look at how they won, better offensive line play. How about that? And then with Deshaun Watson with time, he shows all the things he can do. And then the defense, not a banner day, but they were clutch at the end. They made some big plays, and they had some guys playing hurt, like Justin Reed played through a painful shoulder injury. He told me, no way I'm coming off that field.
Yeah, talk about Deshaun's play. I mean, he does this pretty often. He has spectacular plays, but it seemed he had much more time than he's been able to deal with. Came in, he was leading the league in sacks the first 2 games and only sacked twice today. That offensive line looked pretty good.
Right, it had been 8 consecutive 4 sacks or more games until today against Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. How about that? And I think a lot of that had to do with getting your best personnel on the field, having Titus Howard at his natural right tackle spot, and plug in your second-round pick, Max Sharping at left guard. How about that? You play your biggest, best guys, and you hope for the best, and you coach them up. And I think this shows a little more of what the confidence that Bill O'Brien has placed in some of these linemen and Mike Devlin that we've thought was misplaced in the past. But this time, I got to give credit where credit is due. The big guys got it done.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted a win in this game, and it came about kind of like I expected.
I did too. I picked it.
Go on with your bad self.
Homers.
Yeah, we're very much homers here at Houston Sports Show. I talked to J.J. Watt after the game, and as I figured he would, and as I was saying, people were making too much of him not having a sack in the first 2 games, and they come in bunches. He got his hands on Phillip Rivers several times today.
Right, yeah. J.J. Watt had about 6 pressures this last game. He just didn't make the play that finished anything. When you look at the Jacksonville game, and then in New Orleans, yeah, I think he pretty much just got blocked and neutralized by Ryan Ramchick. Some of it is a work in progress, getting used to not having Jadeveon Clowney. And Whitney Merciless starting to pick up some of that slack. He has 4 sacks and 1 interception and a key forced fumble today. So when you have 2 guys getting it done and some decent rush from Charles Omenihu and Jacob Martin, I think, and of course DJ Reader, I've been really remiss not to mention the contributions of him, the big nose tackle. I feel like they have the makings of a good front 7. Is it a great one? It could have been great with Clowney, but they have a chance to be very good.
Yeah, they have a chance to be very good up in the front 7. The backfield, the defensive secondary, still a little shaky. Jonathan Joseph had a pretty terrible game for the most part. He did make a couple of plays late, and the Texans covered a little better down the stretch. I mean, you can say the defense didn't play well, but the Chargers did not score any points in the second half except for a field goal, and that was an impressive stand for them at the end to finish off the game. They've let some of these games get away before. Deshaun has led them to a lead in the fourth quarter at New England, at Seattle, at Philadelphia last year, at New Orleans this year, and the defense gave it up. They didn't give it up this time, and you got to give them a little credit.
Right, you do. And, you're doing that against Phillip Rivers and I think some good personnel. And sometimes you have guys covering that you don't expect to be able to cover someone. Zach Cunningham covering Mike Williams there on that final drive. That was a big play by him. You see Tayshaun Gibson break up a pass, one of their free agent acquisitions from the offseason. So you see some of the potential there. I thought Bradley Roby and Jonathan Joseph, yeah, they did not play that well. Neither did, their rookie Lonnie Johnson. But they didn't play bad enough to lose. That's all that matters. It's a victory, and it's a tough one. And Phillip Rivers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. 8-time Pro Bowler, venerable guy, still plays really well. And I think to beat him in his house, that's impressive.